Hi, this is David Unwin, and in this short video I'm going to show you how the main features of Dr. Anson's GeoDa program work, and I'm going to illustrate it by creating a simple area value or choropleth map. That's choro for area and pleth for value. You should have already downloaded and installed your copy of the GeoDa program. So let's get started by simply clicking or double clicking on the icon and setting up the program. Immediately you will see this menu bar. This is a change in GeoDa 1.8 from previous versions, but previous versions are much the same. What we've got is a mix of headings along here and shortcut icons that take us directly to particular facilities. It's a very good idea to explore each of these drop-down menus to see what they contain and to get some idea of the scope of the really excellent GeoDa program. You'll see, for example, that under space we have several possible variations of Moran's I statistic for autocorrelation, and indeed we have local Moran's I and the Gettys or G statistic as well. So lots and lots of things in GeoDa. All we are going to do is simply create a map, and we're going to create a map using the sudden infant death syndrome data held in the file or in the directory SIDS2. I'll just open that to let you see what it looks like. In fact, it's a shapefile, and what we have are three files, in fact, the .shx, .shp, and .dbf. They are all bundled together in the SHX file, which is an acronym or a shortening of an ESRI standard that's fairly obvious, in fact, for coding up lattice data or polygon data. What we have in SIDS2 is the data for the 100 counties of North Carolina, and all that we're given really are the counts for the number of births, the number of sudden infant deaths, the number of non-white births, and some derived values, which are the rates of incidence of those deaths. We need first of all to upload the data, and we do that by going to File. We create a new project, and we see again that we've got a range of possible input formats. And again, this is new in version 1.8. We have a range of possible input formats, some of which I've yet to investigate. For example, the ability to import a GML or a keyhole markup language from Google Earth directly into GeoDa. But we've got a shapefile, so we click on ESRI shapefile, and we navigate to SID2, where we have the shapefile. Double click on that, and the file is read in. Notice that immediately we get a map, or a sort of a map, that shows the geography, or the geometry really, of the 100 counties of North Carolina. It's what's called a geographic projection, in which the coordinates are the latitude and longitude. So we wouldn't want to use this to calculate straight line distances between places, unless that is, of course, we were prepared to calculate the great circle distances or reproject the data in some way. So it might not look entirely like the North Carolina that you're used to, simply because of the way it's projected. It's worth at this point too having a look at the real geography of North Carolina, just to see which counties are where, and to see which counties are essentially the urban areas. So this is the geometry then of the lattice that we're dealing with. If we want to map it, all that we need to do is choose Map and select from a range of possible types of map. I have a preference, I think, in general for quantile maps, where the number of cases that we've got, in this case 100, is divided into a number of even categories, so that there is an equal number of count in each class of the map. And in this case, I'm going to choose 5 groups, 5 classes in the map, 5 quantiles. And the data that I'm going to use for it are simply going to be the sudden infant death births in 1974, or more precisely up to 1974. They are in fact a total for the 5 years from 69 to that date. So I select SID 74 in that way, and immediately I get a map. Notice that we've got 5 categories, that we have the limits of each category, and we have the numbers in each case, in each of the classes. Whilst this map is here, it's worth pointing out that we can move it around on our screen, we can enlarge it, we can reduce it, and if we wish to, we can also save it for use in another program. And all we do in that case is to click and copy image to clipboard, or save image as, either of which leads us to a dialog that would enable us to make a copy of that map. Whilst this map is also on there, can I explain that it is, of course, a very, very silly map, in that the high values of SIDS are simply where there are the most births, and the most births in turn are simply where in the counties which have the highest population. In other words, in the urban areas. And in the lesson we'll find various ways of getting around that. So that's it then. That's the simple way into using Dr. Anselen's GeoDa program.